All right, good evening. Good evening. This this video I'm going to call something like, I think I'm going to call it Barbarian Back, because I was going to call it Berserker Back, but I'm not quite at that point yet. So I think I'll just call it Barbarian Back. Barbarian Back Routine. Back workout, whatever the fuck. Trying to just enjoy myself, that's all, for Christ's sake. Last back workout that I posted anything about was mostly directed toward width, right? Wasn't most of it was toward width. So this one, most of the focus is towards density and thickness. So that when you turn sideways, there's a lot of meat there, you know what I mean? You're not looking like two-dimensional. All right, so you'll see the first thing I'm going to open with, of course, is, I'm going to keep saying it until people realize it, the first exercise that you should do, okay, on your big movement days, on your big body part days, like chest day, or, you know, if you're doing push-pull, whatever you want to call it, if you're doing chest, primarily, if you're doing back, another day primarily, if you're doing legs, another day primarily, okay? Those days, because arms, you can put them in wherever. You can give them their own day, superset them, you know, against each other in opposition. Shoulders, I like to spread them out. But even if you gave it its own day, if you had an arm day with a shoulder day with it or whatever together, you're not going to treat that with the same approach you would do these other things because they're much smaller body part, you know. Okay, so back day. First exercise is going to be, of course, that with which I will handle the most weight for that workout. So it's always going to be something with a bar, as long as my condition permits that, okay? If something's busted, broke, hurt, whatever, I may have to modify things. But if all things are equal, everything's right in the world, it's going to be a barbell exercise because you're only fresh once. You're only fresh once. So you want to move all the weight you can when you can. So first exercise for back is going to be deadlift, barbell deadlift. Now, I couldn't go as heavy as I would have liked to have gone because I had a slight hamstring injury not too long ago. I just pulled a hamstring, tweaked something in my hamstring. Doing a good deed for somebody out in the cold, moving some heavy shit, and point is, I guess no good deed goes unpunished, but I've done so many bad deeds in my lifetime that I'm hoping that it balances out. I got to get some good marks, some good hashes on the positive side of the board up there. So the first exercise you're going to see me do is deadlift. Just conventional barbell deadlifts. And I'm going to start at very light, work my way up. And the way that I deadlift, because I'm not a power lifter primarily, I'm not, power matters to me, strength matters to me. There's no sense in having excessive muscle on your body if it doesn't bring more strength. Like not just a little more strength, but a lot more strength, right? So, comparably. So I will do a single deadlift, one. Okay, so I start my warm-up, single deadlift up. It's not challenging, it's very easy. I'm just warming up, warming that chain up. And then I will shrug it and I'll do, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 fucking reps, whatever. And then I'll set it down. Then I'll add weight, repeat. Add weight, repeat. I'll do this until I get up to a weight where I'm pulling up that single deadlift and no wraps, straps, or any of these other things. And then I'm going to shrug that joker however many times I can get. Now, when I can't get any more than 10 to 15, 10 to 12, that's about good. And if my grip would start to fail at that point, once you get up there and get your heaviest in, and you've done that, then if you want to come down and get some more reps a little bit, then go ahead and do that. You want to put straps on after that, go ahead, it's up to you. I advise against it. The reason I advise against it is because the muscle has to be functional strength. I have to be able to utilize this in the real world. You know, 100%. If it doesn't contribute, then I don't want to include it. So I'm not just trying to tie myself to a bar and just try to relieve some of the links in the chain so that I can pull more weight, stand up and actually just pick more weight up. It's not the goal because out in the real world, I may not have straps with me and wraps with me and all these other things, but I'm still going to want to, if I still need to utilize the strength that I've developed, I want to be able to do that. You know, I'm an old man. I don't need to go that heavy anymore. But I would have gone heavier than I go this time, that you see me go here, But like I said, I got the hamstring thing going on. Okay, so after I've done my deadlifts, now I may take, on my opening exercise, on one of my big body part days, I may take and do that exercise. That may take me, in the day when I went heavy, it could take me up to an hour to complete that, just that first exercise. Because that's that primary mass mover. And I'm going to rest however long I have to between sets. And that, back in the day, I would be going very heavy. Much heavier than you're going to see me go here. Much heavier. Maybe 200 pounds heavier than you're going to see me go here. Easily. Easily. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you need to rest, rest on this one. Now, after that, the rest of the stuff that I'm going to do is just basically pushing blood. That's just what you're doing. You know? So whatever my second exercise is, or third or fourth, however much weight I can move in that time right then and there, in the moment, however much weight I can move then and there. Had I opened with that fresh and just warmed up with that exercise and just went all out and did that, I would have been stronger in that exercise, obviously. Obviously. So I'm in a pre-fatigue state anyway. So now I'm not going to have all that rest time in between. I'm going to move quickly, very quickly, because now I'm doing more of a higher volume thing. You know, initially it's more of a power bodybuilding thing. And then afterwards, after that first exercise, now it's just your typical quote unquote attributed, you know, work that's been attributed to hypertrophy, where I'm doing higher volume shit. So I'm moving at a faster pace. And then I'm going to do, the only thing you won't see me do here is any manner of pullover. And I would have done pullovers. Normally I do pullovers. Now, if I'm doing pullovers for back, I do pullovers for chest too sometimes. I think it can open up your chest really well if you do them correctly with a dumbbell across the bench. But if I'm doing it for back, for me to really feel my lats, I've never really gotten great lat involvement or really great back involvement doing it on a pulley. I like pulleys for a lot of things, but not for pullovers. So what I will do is I'll use a barbell pullover. Lay down on a bench the correct way, long ways, and reach to the floor behind me and pick it up and do a barbell pullover where I'm actually getting a pullover. You know what I mean? I like that. And I grip it underhanded, of course. So you won't see me do that, but I do that. I do that. And I do a higher rep thing. I'm going to be looking for 15 reps. I would like to get 10 to 15 reps. On a heavier weight, I'm getting really tired, worn out. I want to at least get 10 reps. But I'd like to be around 12 or 15, really. So you'll see me do that. Then you're going to see me do rows. And I'm going to do dumbbell rows in this instance because I have a hamstring that I'm kind of taking it easy on right this minute. I think it's healed up, but I'm still going to take it easy on it right this minute. So instead of doing barbell rows, and I've already done all this deadlifting. So there's no real point for me to do heavy barbell rows right now. But I will use dumbbells. And you'll notice in these clips that I'm really getting a complete range of motion. I like to pull way back, like I'm pull starting a boat motor or I'm pull starting a lawnmower. You know, I want to pull way back. Now, why? The same reason when you see people use kettlebells for functional strength workouts, you see the complete movements they do, the exaggerated wide range of motion and movement that they do. Okay? So there's another reason for why my dumbbell weight in the rows is not going to be mad heavy. You're not going to see me moving. Now, I would normally use heavier weight than I've used in this video clip, but you're not going to see me using ridiculous heavy weights nowadays because I'm more of a functional guy. Yeah, I like to build muscle. I want the muscle, but the muscle has to bring strength along with it. It has to be gains in strength. So I need mobility. I need to be able to move. I need to be able to, I can't have any weak links in the chain. You understand? Because a lot of people get caught up in this weightlifting thing, and if you get enjoyment out of that, there's nothing wrong with it. But in my opinion, a lot of people get caught up and they can wedge themselves between two objects. You know, even though they're utilizing a bar, they can lay on a flat bench that's not going anywhere and push a hell of a lot of weight. Or they can lean their chest up against a pad where they're not going anywhere and wedge themselves between that, and with their dick beaters, they can grab a hold of something like on a row machine and they can pull heavy amounts of weight. Or even on a T-bar row, a supported one or something like that. But out there in the real world, you're not going to be able to find these perfect situations where you can just lean against something, wedge yourself in. So I want all the stabilization and things. So I'm not getting crazy with it, but I do other functional strength things besides lift weights. This is just what I do with lifting weights but I still have that in my mind even when I do my weightlifting workouts. That's what I do. That's how I train back. It seems to be working. My back is growing pretty good. Got decent size. I'm just cramping my lats. My lats are cramping up. Son of a bitch. Woo! That's a good thing and a bad thing. You know what I mean? It tells me I just beat the shit out of them, but it also tells me, you know, maybe I better go get some more hydration, even though I got some down here with me. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to share with you. This is what I do. Just get out there and get it done. Do your thing, you know, whatever it may be. If functionality is not as important to you as just what you look like, then, you know, that's for you. You know, I've been there, done that when I was a lot younger. But now I feel like I'm a pretty good sized guy for a guy that has the functionality that I have, the range of motion that I have, the flexibility that I have. I think I'm pretty well rounded in that regard. All right, so that's it from me. You guys take care. I'm getting out of here. I'll get this video up. Have an awesome evening.